Have you ever looked at a huge, successful company, a real titan of industry, and just watched it collapse? It's baffling, right? But what if I told you they didn't fail because of some big mistake? What if the very thing that made them a powerhouse was the exact thing that took them down? It's a crazy idea, a paradox, and it's a trap that a lot of us might be caught in without even realizing it. I mean, listen to that. That's a quote from leadership expert Dr. Ichak Adizes. The reason many companies die is because they were too successful. It just flies in the face of everything we think we know about business, doesn't it? But there's a really profound truth in there about how organizations, and maybe even our own careers, really work.
Just let that sink in for a second. Success is a trap. The big win you're celebrating today could literally be planting the seeds for tomorrow's failure. Why? Because success, well, it makes you comfortable. It makes you confident. And worst of all, it can make you totally blind to what's coming next.
So to really get our heads around how this trap works, Dr. Adizes tells this simple but absolutely brilliant story. It's a parable, and it explains this whole dangerous dynamic perfectly.
Okay, so picture this. A hunter carves a little hole in a tree. It's just big enough for a monkey's open hand to slip inside. Then they pop a coconut in there as bait. So the monkey comes along, smells that sweet coconut, reaches in, and grabs it. But here's the catch. By making a fist around the coconut, its hand is now too big to pull back out. And the hunter starts walking over, the monkey sees the danger, it's screaming, it's panicking, but it's stuck. And why? Because it refuses to let go of the coconut. To be free, all it has to do is open its hand. That's it, but it just won't do it.
Now that might just sound like a simple jungle story, right? But believe me, that exact same drama is playing out in boardrooms all over the world every single day. So let's translate this little parable into the language of business.
And there you have it. That's the big reveal. The product that made you number one, the service that brings in all the cash, the business model that everyone is jealous of, that, my friends, is your coconut. And you're holding on to it for dear life because it's valuable. It's what got you here. It's what you know. This is the dilemma every successful company eventually faces. On one side, you've got your mainframe. That's your old, reliable success. Think of Kodak and their film business. I mean, it was huge, wildly profitable. It was Kodak. But then, on the other side, something new is bubbling up. The PC in a garage. For Kodak, that was the digital camera, which, ironically, one of their own engineers invented. At first, it looked like a toy, but it was the future. And this is that moment of truth. What do you do? So you're probably thinking, why not just jump on the new thing? Well, the fear comes down to one single terrifying word: cannibalize. Kodak's executives were absolutely petrified that if they pushed their own digital cameras, it would kill their money-printing film business. They were holding on to that coconut with a white-knuckle grip, even as the world was screaming that film was about to become obsolete. And boom, that's when the trap snaps shut. You see, the success that gave you the coconut, it also gives you a huge dose of arrogance. You start to think you're invincible. You look at that PC in a garage and you dismiss it. Oh, that's just a niche product, or that's just a fad. That way of thinking, it's a death sentence.
So, if you're the monkey and you've got your hand stuck holding that coconut and you can hear the hunter's footsteps getting closer, how do you get out? Is there even an escape? Well, thankfully, the answer is yes. But it means you have to think about innovation in a totally different way.
This right here is the absolute key. You can't just tell your existing departments, hey, go invent the future. It won't work. The old system, its culture, its budgets, the way it measures success, is all designed to protect and optimize the old thing. It has like a corporate immune system, and it will see that new disruptive idea as a virus, and it will attack and kill it. And this brings us to the solution, the nursery. It's such a great idea. You have to build a totally separate, protected space. Maybe it's a special division, a little skunkworks team that's intentionally kept away from the main business. Their only job is to play, to experiment, to fail, and to nurture that next big thing without getting strangled by the old way of doing things. In the end, it all comes down to this simple, powerful truth. You have to be willing to open your hand. You have to be willing to let go of the coconut. You've got to let go of the safety of today's success so you have a free hand to grab onto the opportunities of tomorrow. All right, we've been talking about big companies, but this idea is so personal. It applies to our skills, our careers, our mindsets. So for a second, let's turn the camera around and point it at ourselves. I absolutely love this metaphor. Your past successes, the skills you've already mastered, that's your rearview mirror. And yeah, it's important to know what's behind you, but if you stare at it while you're trying to drive 70 miles an hour down the highway, you are going to crash.
So the real question is, where's your focus? Is it on the giant windshield showing the road ahead? Or are you obsessed with that tiny, comfortable view of where you've already been?
So how do we actually escape this trap in our own lives? It really comes down to three things. First, you got to identify your coconut. Be brutally honest with yourself. What success from your past is making you blind to a threat in your future? Second, build your nursery. Where can you create a little safe space? Maybe it's an hour a week, a side project, where a new idea can grow without the pressure of your day-to-day. And finally, manage the change. How are you going to actively lead yourself from the thing that worked yesterday to the thing that's going to be required for tomorrow? Because trust me, the future is coming, and the only real question is whether you'll have your hands free to grab it.